Being a New York Jets fan is something that is very important to my family. Ever since I was about 2 years old, my dad has been a season ticket holder. Even before my brother was born, he would take me to his seats and put me on his shoulders. As depressing as it is that the Jets haven't won a Super Bowl since 1968, my father has always stayed a loyal fan. My father and my uncle own 4 season tickets all together, in which they both usually take their sons to every game. Throughout the years, my father has met many friends within our neighborhood who are also loyal Jet fans as well as season ticket holders. When my dad found others who had such a passion for the New York Jets just as much as he did, they decided to get as many seats as they can next to each other in the stadium. Although not all of them have seats near each other, everyone still meets in the parking lot 2 hours prior to the game in order to tailgate. In football season, it is considered a ritual for every Sunday home game starting off with the tailgate. No matter if it's rain or shine, nothing stops these loyal fans. For my father and all of his buddies, this is a day full of excitement, passion, and hope for their team. For about 20 years now, about 6 of these members always stuck together. On most Sundays, when there is an extra ticket available, my father or one of his friends invites other guests as well. These are times when I could bring my friends or my boyfriend to the game with me. According to Cole, group cohesiveness is defined as a sum total of complex interactions and interrelationships that engage and connect members with one another, forming a positive bond. Within this group of dedicated Jets fans, there is most definitely a large amount of group cohesiveness. Tailgating for all these members is the most enjoyable part of the entire game, where they share most of their bonding moments. The reason they bond so much as a group is due to the fact that they all have the same love for the same football team. On a normal Sunday morning, my father, who takes on the role of the coordinator, tells everyone what time they should meet at my house in the morning. He usually makes sure everyone is on time and tells them to come earlier than expected. When everyone meets at my house, they pack up the car with all the prepared food for the tailgate, along with a trunk full of beer as well. Then they make sure everything is set up most importantly for the tailgate. Then they begin the carpool on the way to MetLife Stadium. As the men are setting up the tailgate with the barbecue, reclining chairs, and tables, my brother usually will start the morning off by saying something negative about the upcoming game and how the Jets will most likely get killed. For this reason, I would consider him to be the opinion giver of the group, being that he never fails to share what is on his mind. Ned, my dad's best friend, would most likely take on the role of the group observer and commenter, because he always responds to what negative or positive remarks other people in the group have to say about the team. My uncle always complains that he doesn't want to be at the game on his one day off. In that case, I would consider him to be the follower of the group, just because he has been going to the game for over 20 years and has to accept the fact that he should be there. A ritual that occurs at every tailgate is the process of grilling a large selection of meats, which usually consist of flank steak, chicken, sausage, and burgers. George, who is most always in charge of barbecuing, takes on the role of the playboy, considering that he is always trying to joke around and make people laugh when he is cooking for them. While George is barbecuing, the rest of the young boys are usually throwing a football around in the parking lot. While the kids are playing football, the older men are most likely standing around the grill, holding an ice-cold beer with lime in one hand and a cigar in the other. According to Cole, norms are very important in which they incorporate certain attitudes and standards of behavior that are acceptable to the group. Being that my father is the coordinator of the group and makes sure that the group members are on time to leave the house, he sets the ground rules and explicit norms for the group. Sometimes, members have certain opinions about team members and how the game is going to turn out that day. My father makes sure that there is peace between all members and no arising conflict that comes up in conversation. He is a very organized person, always having a plan for everything, and he will enforce this and continue to be the coordinator as the group lives on. In the text, Tuckman talks about the stages of group development. The stages consist of forming, storming, norming, performing, and reforming. In my opinion, I believe that this particular group is in the norming stage. The reason being is that this group has been getting together every Sunday during football season for over 20 years. Since they all have the same passion for the team as each other, there is nothing that can really cause conflict between the group. If the game doesn't happen to end very well, they all accept it as a group and are supportive to one another. Cole describes the term universality as a feeling that one is not alone and when members begin to experience similarities in their feelings. When I asked my father what this group meant to him, he explained, "There is no other way I would have it. I only have one day off during the work week, and during football season, it is dedicated to my team. Even if we end the day with a loss, I still had an amazing time celebrating it with my family and friends. He also told me that even if he lived the rest of his life never seeing the Jets win another Super Bowl, he's content knowing that these memories will never be forgotten.